How's everybody doing today? My name's Crypto Corey. I love all things crypto, and today we've got another Veve and Ecomi video. I want to just kind of give a general discussion about my thoughts on the OMI token itself. When is it looking like it's going to be a buy for me? Now, I was planning on actually doing this in my office today on my computer using the OBS Studios to where I can actually show you the charts and be able to kind of analyze everything, kind of give you a little more thorough rundown on what I'm thinking is going to happen in the near term, not short term, but more near term, medium term-esque for the OMI token, and then what I think the long term, multiple years out is going to look like. Just to give you a real quick recap, we've had a couple of drops. We had a Coca-Cola drop where the orb was my personal favorite. I did not go for the drop. I will probably buy the orb in the marketplace. It's currently just under $30. So I'm kind of maybe waiting for that price to settle a little bit before I go out and buy it. Same thing for the Batman drop. All the Batmans, I think they're above the drop price. At the time, I was busy playing golf, so I just didn't have the time to get in, which kind of just real quick before we get to the OMI token, just kind of leads me into one quick point I wish I would kind of, stress to people. Yes, Veve is a great app. Yes, it's going to be more valuable in the future. If you're looking to get some of these things, and right now we're heading towards recession, we are in a downtrod, the market's down, sentiment's down. So yeah, if you're trying to get some of these drops, it might just be a good idea to not go for the drop and wait for the marketplace to open up and then pick it up in the marketplace. So what we can pretty much guarantee is, unless it's just some highly sought after drop, it'll be nearly the same price whenever the market opens up, or even like less to a large degree. So if you've got a drop, and let's say it's like 60 bucks, and you're looking at it, you're like, I'm not so sure people are going to be really into this. I wouldn't go for the drop if I were you. Some of these comic books that are coming out the next few days, if you look at the physical version of the comic, the physical version of the comic's only worth a few more bucks than the actual cost of the comic was to get right off the bat. So for us buying these things at $7 a pop, I just don't know if they're going to go up in value, if they're going to maintain their value. So just for the near future with a lot of these drops, unless they're just really sought after, I'm just not going to go for them in the market. I don't know what that means for Veve or anything that might cause them to drop some of their pricing for their drops and stuff, which I think is probably a positive, because in the long term, these things are going to gain value, and we won't even look back on how much the drop price is for a lot of these. We'll look back and we'll be like, oh, last year this was sitting around $100, and this year is sitting around $160. We'll be looking back at our collectibles a few years from now in that way. So don't fret if you get a drop and it immediately drops down 20 bucks, 30 bucks from what you purchased it. Just hodl it. Don't try to sell it real quick. It just creates more panic whenever you do that. Just hodl, maybe buy some more. Another thing you can do is, let's say you buy something on drop and the marketplace opens up and it's $30 cheaper. Letting the market settle, get down low, and buying that same collectible again is not a bad idea. One thing you could do is, let's say you get the drop, and let's say it was a $50 drop. After the drop, it's all of a sudden $30. So you wait till the market settles. Let's say the market settles, and let's say it settles at $25 or $35. Either settles slightly up or slightly down from the price of when the market opens up. So regardless whether it settles up or settles down, you could buy that second collectible, and then essentially what you could do is wait for your first purchase collectible to reach above the cost for you to cash it or sell it for gem, including the fees. And then you've already bought at that lower level. You've essentially negated the whole I got the drop and I lost money. you've now bought it at a lower price. You sell your other collectible for when it gets back up into either profit or breaking even. It's like it never happened. Or you could buy the second collectible and you hold both for a long amount of time. Then you take both collectibles, you add up both the prices that it costs you to get both the collectibles, which would be the drop price and the market price, and then you average the two together. Then you have a lower average than your loss for the first collectible is negated a little bit. So there are ways of salvaging, let's say, a drop you personally were excited for that other people just didn't think that was great and the price lowered. You know, you don't have to freak out and panic sell it. You know, you can just buy another one, hodl for a while. I do believe that the floor prices on many of these collectibles will go up. You know, I did see a tweet the other day about Immutable X getting a few, they didn't name drop, but they were talking about 4 big marketplaces, and those won't be here for, it's at 8 to 12 weeks. So if you really want to boil down my thoughts, we will have Immutable X and we'll have OpenSea probably by the end of this second quarter and the beginning of third quarter. So, you know, this 3-month hold on your collectibles is probably not going to be a big deal if you're holding at a loss. All right, that said, let's get on to the OMI token. So a lot of people have been upset with me about the OMI token and my thoughts about the $1, $5, $10 price predictions of the OMI token. And then people are also like, why haven't you bought OMI? Why are you not buying OMI? Why are you buying other collectibles and stuff right now? And you know, this just, I want to give you some philosophy since I don't have the charts to talk about, but we will just real quick talk about what I've talked about in the past and where I think it's heading real quick, and then we'll go over some general philosophy. So if you've been watching my channel, I've been tracking OMI since Decon. And it dropped after Decon, and a lot of people saw it go back up. They thought it was going to go up beyond the heights of Decon, which is where we reached our peak, other than the initial pump that happened whenever the token became live. So I entered the app around August, and it was pretty darn low, and now it's at those low levels again. Obviously I didn't know much about the project in August, and I was just getting into the collectible side, but now that I've been paying attention to the OMI token, I have basically determined for myself that what we need to do is wait. This is, the volume's low, the interest is low, the markets in a general sense are not performing the greatest, and obviously we've had like a small pump that happened with crypto, and it's now correcting back down. I tend to want to think that if those of you in a crypto side of things, Bitcoin is not in a lengthening cycle. Bitcoin is in a standard cycle where we entered into the bear market. Now we're being at these low levels. It'll go up a little bit. Like, I have a feeling over the next 2-3 years, you won't see a lot of things in Bitcoin reaching much lower than that 30K mark. So getting your buys in, the best buys you can, that's what I'm looking forward to doing for the next, couple years. But what does that mean for the OMI token? Well, the OMI token, I originally said I'm looking to buy around the 0.002. So I put a buy, long-term buy, between the 0.0028 and the 0.0018. So that was my range I consider to be long-term accumulation, long-term buys. So if you're the type of person who believes in this project, believes in the future of this project, but you want to DCA into the project, these are the ranges I would just consistently be buying between now and whenever it reaches back up for the next bull market, or for if we have, Immutable X and maybe some new things that use OMI. There's some speculation for the future with the OMI token for sure. But I'm looking to pick up, not now, I'm looking to pick up right around that 0.25 to 0.2 mark. Now what I'll do is, it's obviously not quite at that 0.25 yet, but I do think we might see the OMI token drop down to maybe drop down below that 0.002. Now, excuse me if I'm saying 0.2 or anything like that. What I really mean to say is 0.002 cents, 0.0028 cents, 0.0019 cents. You know, so those, I'm looking to pick up around that 0.002 is my ideal area. Now, I don't think it's going to get below that. Now, I've got my my support line around that 0.0018, and that is where I just think that is rock bottom. I just don't think it's going to be able to go any lower than that. Obviously, that's not financial advice. Anything can happen, you know, with this supposed famine coming along. I highly doubt people are going to spend their money on NFTs, and they'll spend their money on food or whatever else. You know, they'll panic and buy whatever they can. But, you know, I think if you are looking at the OMI token for a long-term investment, I think it's a good buy for a long term, which is beyond 5 years. If you're looking for a medium-term investment, which is 5 years or less, I think right now is a time to pay attention, but to wait and see if this market's going to continue to go down like I think it will. And, you know, if you're looking to just be a trader and try to get in and out and trade and make the pumps and sell before the dumps, this is not a token to do that with. So, you know, any short term involving the Ecomi team, anything the Ecomi's producing, this is not a short term investment. You can't just go buy your secret rare Spider-Man, he pumps in price, and you try to sell him third party, and you know, you're not going to get scammed, or you're not going to run the risk of getting scammed at least. So if we're talking about the functionality of using the Ecomi platforms, the Veve, the Mutable X, the proper channels, if we're talking about those, there is no short-term solutions for now, buying or selling short-term. So medium term, yes, inside of 5 years. Long term, yes, outside of 5 years. But there is no purchasing of the OMI token right now if you are trying to just be a trader. You know, and if you disagree with me, please leave a comment in the section to please kind of tell me why you think that, you know, it's a good token to trade on. Maybe you think that there's going to be some insane huge pump, so it's a good thing to try to buy in now. When a pump happens, you'll sell inside of a year. You know, if you think that, let me know. Let me know why. But let's just get into more of the OMI token and why I think these predictions of a $1, I won't say a $1 is not possible long term for the OMI token, but to say $10, we have no information to back up why that would happen. I forgot what the market cap would actually look like. I would actually have had that in front of you today, but the market cap for a $10 OMI token would be so high that it would rival Bitcoin. You'll have to excuse me there. I had a cut off of my recording, so I'll just go ahead and splice these together. But, you know, just getting back to the OMI token and it potentially going up to these $10 ranges, I just don't think it's possible in any foreseeable future for anyone to be able to accurately predict. Now, this is just coming from me. I have no financial advice for you on this. But what I can tell you is I've been tracking most cryptos for a while, including I've been in and out of the stock market. I invest into mostly mutual funds and index funds, but I do have some individual stocks. And I do trade a lot of it into crypto. And the issue I see is it's not that, yes, when the average person who knows crypto is looking at a $10 OMI, they're seeing it rival Bitcoin. But a lot of people who are probably going to talk about a $10 OMI, a $5 OMI, they're not necessarily thinking about it rivaling Bitcoin right now. What they're thinking of is they think Bitcoin could potentially become a $500,000, $1 million asset. And the market cap of Bitcoin and Ethereum will be beyond gold, you know, which is like around $11 billion or $11 trillion. So at a current market cap of total crypto around 2 trillion, when you hear the thing like a $10 OMI, you would have to see an exponential growth in total value of crypto investments in order for that $10 OMI to be possible. And is it possible? Yeah. Is it possible in 10 years? Maybe. But for someone who's actually going to analyze crypto correctly and properly, you cannot predict basically a token like this. Basically, it would be like buying a video game, Disney Plus app. Let's say Pokemon came out with a video game that the cards interacted with the video game. Essentially, that's what we're investing into. You could go into Pokemon as a company. You can look and see how much they're worth, and you can kind of get an idea from when they started to now on the amount of growth that's possible in that sector. We can't really necessarily look at Veve like it's Amazon or Google in a formal sense. Now, we use the comparison for mostly things like a .com bubble style crash, which we are currently experiencing. Many projects are failing because of things like this. So, I'm not hating on someone who says a $10 OMI. They might have eyes on the prize, views that leads them to where they think, because they do see that this crypto market is expanding. But I can't in good faith give long-term predictions of price like that. But I will say that I do think a $1 OMI token is absolutely possible, and it's foreseeable as long as a couple of factors happen. Like, for one, the economy, the world economy, can't be in a famine, at bare minimum. Or if it isn't a famine, that means the United States is just stealing everyone else's stuff, everyone's money, and then we're, keeping up with the Joneses while, everyone else is suffering. That's the only other way I see it happening. Because of our GDP growth in the United States, and our consumption in the United States is far higher than most other countries. Now, I do think that Ecomi putting the Veve app on China's Play Store and stuff like that, there's going to be the slow growth that you will see happen. And when crypto does explode again, probably around 2024, 2025, you'll see a lot of these projects go up. At that time, I still don't think we have a $1 OMI ahead of us in that 2024, 2025 range, but maybe the next Bitcoin halving after that, which I think would be 2029, 2030. So around that time frame, I could see a $1, maybe a $2 OMI, but in the medium term, I don't see any real large price action happening. If you're looking for the good buys, as I just told you, I just think the good buys are now for long term. And if you're looking for medium term, maybe just waiting a little bit longer, and buying it in. It might dip a little bit further, but if you hold it for the next few years, I think you will be pleasantly surprised with the results you see from the OMI token. All right, so I got to splice this video together, but I want to thank you for joining me. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. My name's Crypto Corey. I'm out hunting for some hero cards in between my work day. So I hope you have a good day, my Veve fam, and my hero dudes, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a good day.